So welcome everybody. My name is Rantanen. Some of you may know me from other types of IPD events or even our Facebook group. I was the US Canada technical manager up until last week, and I've now taken on a more global role called the instructor experience manager. You will continue to see me working with the technical managers in IPD week. I'm located in the US. We also have Raquel's going to help us out today with some great demos around our Skills for All platform. She covers basically the Europe as our technical manager. So today's topic is getting started with Skills for All, our free learning with Cisco. So just a few things to kind of set the expectation. Those of you on the audience that have been part of Netacad, some of this might be familiar with you. Some of you may not even know this, but we've also invited new people to the group. So prospective academies, people who might be interested in using this content. So we're going to go through a few kind of setup slides as far as Netacad. So really, this Cisco for Education and Cisco Networking Academy is around learning and innovation are core to who we are, right? We're not just a hardware company. We're not just a software company, but we really have a great corporate social responsibility initiative around free curriculum to all. We're equipping this workforce for the future. So as we move into lots of different cybersecurity and networking, automation and programmability, all of those things are important to us. We continue to build curriculum around that. We help drive education innovation. Super excited about some of the new things you see coming to Skills for All over this next fiscal year for us. We've hired some great people around gaming, innovation, some different assessment type materials we're working on as well. And really, security is critical to protecting your students. So we want to build it into everything that we make. We are a security company for sure. So Cisco Networking Academy is a global IT and cybersecurity education program that provides best-in-class courses, tools, resources to help people from all backgrounds participate in the digital economy. We believe that this curriculum is important to the globe. It doesn't matter if it's very simple and it starts at the Soho network and how do you set up your home network, all the way to protecting and looking for threats at a business or a company education. So really we want to support the ecosystem around the globe. We have a global delivery. I'll show you a couple statistic slides here in a minute. And really we're job focused. So it's not just about teaching you something, but can we map those concepts to the job titles, to the job market? So all of that we're working on. We're super, super, super excited this year as we go into October to celebrate 25 years of Cisco Networking Academy and this education at Cisco. And we've reached basically over 15 million students in total. So let's talk a little statistic. I love showing this slide when I go out to different conferences or presenting virtually. It helps our current instructors as well as people new to Netacad look at where are we. So we're in 180 countries across the globe. We have 12,000 plus academies, 15 million plus students served. And in this group, mostly instructors or people who are at some kind of educational institution, we have 29,000 plus instructors across the globe. So we've been going since 1997. We've helped we have 3 million currently enrolled students. These are last year's numbers. We will have new numbers coming out in October. This comes from an infographic. It does repeat some of the material in the previous slide, but I also wanted to make sure that people saw and noticed that we have 25% of our students are basically female, and our instructor side is 22% female. We have a number of initiatives with Cisco that are around women in IT and promoting diversity. So watch for those things throughout the year as well. So I think for a long time, a number of institutions and academies have looked at learning as hybrid, but truly the last 2 years have turned education upside down for a lot of people that were only in a in-person environment. Maybe you're still hybrid. Maybe you are fully in the classroom. Maybe you're fully online. Maybe you're still trying to find what you're going to do within the institution as either a new school year or a new semester starts. But really, we wanted to look at this from a few different perspectives. We wanted to look at self-paced learning, and that's where Skills for All was built. What can we do for people across the globe, anybody, it doesn't matter who you are. Could be, your grandma, could be your mom, trying to get my dad to take the cybersecurity course. He hasn't actually started taking it yet. He's an aerospace physicist, so he has the brain power, but not sure he wants to sit through the class. But these are self-paced classes really to encourage you to learn different materials, whether it's programming, whether it's cybersecurity, and we'll show you these courses. Really, also, if we look at distance learning, the key Cisco courses are delivered 100% virtual and instructor led. So, there's this self-paced learner without an educator taking the course by themselves. There are the distance learning online classes that we call instructor led. So instructor led is not self-paced because there's an instructor that's helping, the students throughout the progress of the course. And then really there is that still traditional in-class learning environment, right? So how do we work in Skills for All and Cisco Networking Academy to be able to hit all of those different learners across the globe? So a couple statistics I think are interesting and probably not surprising. 47% of households have a computer. All right, these are some 2019 statistics. But if you look at it, 80% of people worldwide own a smartphone. So we have developed Skills for All to work very well in a mobile environment. So if you want to do this on your phone, if you want to do it on a tablet, or you want to do it on basically a regular computer, you can do that. So that's very important to us to make sure that we have different modalities that you can learn this material from. And really the new learners, right, are digital native. They grew up in this world. For mine, I did not grow up in this world, right? I remember learning, Python programming recently the last few years, but being able to do, Pascal and Fortran and all those things in the past, we were not basically digital natives. So what is Skills for All? You're going to hear me use two terms, Cisco Networking Academy and Skills for All. Think of Cisco Networking Academy as the overall learning plan for all learners across the globe. And within that, we have different types of audiences. We have that self-learner that's going to go on the website, take the course by themselves, earn some type of badge or achievement. We have a group then also that is more instructor led, where they may officially go to an institution or an academy, sign up at a university or a college or even at a high school and take those courses with an instructor or an educator in place. So we want to set the stage for a number of different learners out there. So Skills for All with Cisco Networking Academy is a reimagined learning experience connecting global learners to free, self-paced, mobile-friendly courses and learning pathways for entry-level jobs. Remember, jobs is important to us. So as we look at some of the different pathways, as we look at some of the different things that are coming, I think you'll see that at the end of this, we're looking for entry-level jobs. So Skills for All with Cisco Networking Academy, just a couple things to point out here. There's a few overlaps, but that's fine. So it is this reimagined experience. Traditionally, before about a year ago, we focused on academies that were in educational institutions. Okay. So we went basically built academies. We had instructors. They would create courses and they would be instructor led throughout the process. And it could be instructor led online, could be instructor led hybrid, could be instructor led or even in the classroom. Right. Then we invented basically and built up the Skills for All platform, which really is more around this self-paced online learning environment. Right. So our goals here are to contribute to this global economic recovery through reskilling and free education opportunities. There's a lot of people out there now that during the pandemic have decided, I think I need to swap, or it's time for me to switch what I want to do in my future. So this is another tool for them to do that. We want to address learners' needs in a challenging and uncertain global environment. All right. Things have become a little bit more new normal, but there's still a lot of unrest out there. There's still a lot of countries that are trying to recover, people trying to find jobs. So there's a lot left to do in this environment. We're basically looking at reaching the underserved with flexible and accessible learning options. We're looking at providing digital career paths aligned to entry-level positions and job matching with Cisco employment partners. So we do have something as part of Cisco Networking Academy that's a talent bridge. It's a matching engine where you go in, you put in your profile, you show which courses you've taken, and then there's a matching engine for the open jobs with our partners then that might match you to certain jobs that you want to apply for. We want to make sure that we're providing digital career paths aligned to entry-level positions and also increase the market of tech-interested learners for our Networking Academy partners. So maybe you start self-paced, self-enroll, and then maybe you move into a higher career opportunity through one of our educational institutions that is a Cisco Networking Academy. So 2 different environments, right? We have Skills for All, free, flexible, mobile-friendly, self-paced. And then we have the more traditional environment where you're instructor led, you're in a course, you're either online, hybrid, or distance learning. Okay. So for those of you that are part of Netacad, I think there's been some confusion about the differences between the two. For those of you that have been around for a while, and understand this, that's great. But we also have new people. So we want to make sure that we set the stage. These are separate websites right now, but they're not separate from a concept of Cisco for Education. These are truly initiatives that we have that are looking at a different customer base. So the netacad.com, we've talked about, there's course customization, there's class management, you can do student messaging, there's a live support agent within there, there's multiple types of student enrollment options. From the Skills for All side, it's more of easy course creation, onboarding, single sign-on. Now, I'm going to make this a little more complex for you. We said netacad.com is really for that traditional learner that we've been working with. Skills for All has this self-paced, online environment. You, if you're new to this and you're learning about Networking Academy, you can become an academy and offer the Skills for All self-paced courses. Could be a regular institution that wants to do this. It could be a library. It could be a number of different entities that are looking at trying to offer some free self-paced training to probably their employees, maybe their customer base, whatever that might be. So this goal of this session is really for those people who are not familiar with Skills for All to kind of set that expectation. We're going to work and do some different demos for you in this process, and we'll talk about the different. So remember, netacad.com really needs an instructor and a process in place. Really, Skills for All, we're looking at the learner, self-paced in those cases. Couple things that might be helpful depending on where you are in this journey. This whole Skills for All could help you create a pipeline. What do I mean by that? One thing I used to do as an instructor at the college that I was at is I would offer some free courses to the high school students for them to be able to get used to or get familiar with different types of technologies. Then by taking those courses, they may be interested in coming to the college for a degree. So there's a number of different ways you can use this. You might be able to reach more students. Maybe your school, your company, whatever it is trying to do a community outreach. And you want people to all take the intro to cybersecurity to help your community. That's another option that you can do. And then really we wanted to stay relevant and help, save instructor time to simplify this whole self-learning process. So what is an instructor guided learner experience? So the instructor guided learner experience is taking the Skills for All self-enroll, self-paced courses and putting basically an instructor or education wrapper around it. What does that mean? For a self-enroll, self-paced course without an educator, the students find a link, they enroll, they take the class, and they receive an achievement. The instructor guided experience is where an academy wants to be able to craft a more of a proposal, a marketing, or a pipeline around this project. So for example, we'll talk about Intro to Cybersecurity. A student could take Intro to Cybersecurity for free, self-paced, stumbled across the link, takes the course. An academy of some kind, let's say you're a library, is interested in creating this academy, creating courses that you then promote on your website for free learning. And it doesn't have to be a library. It could be a regular institution. It could be a high school. It could be a college. But think outside of the box. It doesn't always have to be that traditional type of educational institution that we're looking at. Okay. So this instructor guided experience, what's the difference between it and basically just a learner taking the class by themselves? We do use a single sign-on. So we use the same login as netacad.com. So if somebody already has a netacad.com, sign on, they can sign on to Skills for All with that same account. They don't need to create a new account. There is an easy course creation. So I, as an instructor or an educator, could go in and create this intro to cybersecurity. We have a number of learning pathways, and you're going to see new pathways coming. You're going to see some flexibility and some really great options and ways you can use these pathways. So we'll show you a few of them, and then I'll give you a few hints to what's coming, though I can't give you any dates around that. We want to make sure student enrollment is easy. You can either provide learners with a link and they can enroll themselves, or we do have the option that you can import a CSV file. This way you can monitor student progress. So you want to see if they've taken maybe an exam or if they've finished the course. So this allows you to better manage the progress of the students in the course if that's what you need. The student metrics are included in your academy. And basically you'll see if the Skills for All is right for your institution. We'll show you a bit of a demo. So with that, Raquel, I'm going to turn this over to you. I think two things. I'm going to allow you, if you like, now to play the video. I thought we'd do that instead of breaking it up, if you want. And then also she's going to show you kind of the student version from the demo of the website.
Sure. Okay, so let me, when you pass me the ball that I have right now. Okay, yeah, so we wanted also to play this video to, to show you also about, we were talking about Networking Academy and, the impact that we've been having. It's, 24 years of real impact, but we are turning 25, as we just said before. So let us just put this quick video to show you, this impact. Well, so I hope you like it to see, what we have achieved in 24 years and looking forward to see what we will continue achieving the rest of the years. So with this, I wanted to move on into a demo part where I want to show you first, as a student, what a student can experience on this new platform and, what benefits, we've been talking about like gamify experience and all that. So we want to show what that actually looks like. Either for you as a student, how this can benefit, or even as an instructor also is good for you to understand how your students are going to experience this. Well, Echo also mentioned that, you don't, if you are already a Netacad user, you don't need to, create a new account. You can just log in with your Netacad account, and that's what I've done. So I'm already logged in. You can see here my name, and you can see here it says I'm a learner. So at the moment I'm on my learner profile. Okay. On my main page here will be my learning tab. So from here you can see every course that I'm already taking. So courses that I have in progress. Not only courses, also some resources like videos, resources here, and you can see everything that is in the process. You can also see any course that you already completed. So if you come to this tab, you will see, okay, completed 2 courses here. And if you had any cancel, so you will see it here. Nothing to show here in my case at the moment. If you scroll down, then we go to achievements. So there are different types of achievements that students will see in Skills for All. These type of achievements are actually like internal to the platform. So there are things that as you go through the course, if you complete certain challenges, you will be able to earn these achievements, and I will show you how. But we also have digital badges. So you see here, for example, this one, Introduction to Cybersecurity, is so as an achievement, but this is a digital badge, and you can see because here it says, visit creatly.com to view your badge. So this is actually a badge that you can, share on your LinkedIn profile or any other social network that you want, and it can help the students to find a job. It's maybe showing actually what they have learned in this course, on what the skills they have gained. And also it shows what is next, like if you are taking, which other things maybe you could earn from the courses that you are doing at the moment. So things that you have not achieved yet, but you could. Then we are going also to see a bit more about career pathways, but here also you will be able to see if you are taking a career pathway, you will see the progress. So at the moment, for example, the first tick is done because this course is already completed. So now I'm on the second step, that's this watching this video, and you can go through the whole courses, videos, resources, up to complete the career pathway. We'll talk more about this in a second. I also wanted to show how actually looks like for the student when taking the course. So I'm going to enter in one of these courses that I'm on the process of completing. Okay, I'm loading here. And well, you can see here on the left hand side, you can see, all the modules that are included in the course. So you can jump from one to the other. So also it is showing, for example, this one is partially complete. So, when you have it completed, you get a tick here. Here is the achievements that we've been talking about. You can see this seal here is not all in green. I think I still have like 25% to be completed. And if I click in it, I can see which points I already earned. Okay, so I earned some points here, some there. So I'm still missing, some of them not started here. So that's why I haven't got this achievement yet. And these achievements, you will, while you're moving through the course, you will find that there may be an activity, maybe it's a small test or activity. So when you complete it, you will earn those points to earn this achievement. I also had another course here open, for example, this one already showing that this achievement is being completed. So now you see that, well, this one actually is in Spanish, so it says, everything you completed correctly, so now your seal is done, or we can move to another one and see also that this achievement, okay, this one is not complete, so yeah. So actually this module is being, let's say, read completely, but this achievement is not being complete yet, so still we can earn some points from here. So that's how gamification works in Skills for All. So by telling the students where they are, what they still have to complete, trying to engage them as well with some of the achievements, you can earn this achievement and so on. Also, you will see that you will have exams, for example, for all of these modules. So you have a module group exam, okay, and you can just scroll, and you can see everything is very smooth. You just scroll, you have images, you can just click on it, and everything is very mobile friendly. You will be able to do all of this also from your mobile phone. Last thing from the student side is also you have the catalog. So in the catalog, you can search for any courses, videos, resources. Also very important, languages. So we have some courses in several languages. So at the moment we have English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. So you can also search, by your preferred language, and so in the courses in the languages that you're looking for. And just very recently, if I'm not wrong, yesterday, also Spanish is being added as the platform. So the whole platform is translated into Spanish. And more to come, and we will also explain that later on. So with this, Echo, I think I'm back to you, and later on I will come back with some demo from the instructor perspective.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Yeah, we wanted to make sure you guys saw the interface. It's one thing to talk about it. It's another to actually see it. So let me jump here. Sorry, I got out of slideshow mode. So as we look at Skills for All, it is what you could think of as a subset of our greater portfolio. So Cisco Networking Academy portfolio includes all of the classes you see here. Now this is very small text. We will post the slides within 24 to 48 hours of the session. Make sure that you have access to these. But this entire portfolio is Cisco Networking Academy. The items that we have put boxes around are those classes that are all available in the Skills for All platform. So just to go through some of those, especially for those that are new, we have these kind of explore. So these aren't necessarily something that's going to get you a job, but they kind of set the foundation for what's coming. So we have introduction to cyber, introduction to IoT and digital transformation. We do have a simulation program we use extensively throughout all of our classes, which is called Cisco Packet Tracer. So we have 3 classes in getting into Packet Tracer, how to use it, some more advanced sessions, and then how to use IoT devices within Packet Tracer. It has basically a single board computer, basically a Raspberry Pi type device, and other devices as well. Over here from the career side, we have networking essentials, cybersecurity essentials, 2 newer networking classes that we brought out in May. So networking basics, networking devices, and initial configuration. We do have Python Essentials 1, and then a whole set of cybersecurity, which you'll see in a pathway, endpoint security, network defense, cyber threat management, and then the full cybersecurity pathway. Now, I will give you a few hints. For those of you in Netacad, you'll know what I'm talking about. We are looking at including a Python 2 class, so Python Essentials 2. I don't have any dates for you, but we have the first 4 modules of Python, and then we'll have an additional 4 modules in Python Essentials 2. We are looking as well at Skills for All on some Linux classes. We don't have dates for you as well, but I wanted you guys to know that. We're also working on a really cool pathway around networking. So no details to share here. It's early days. It's part of our FY23 plan. FY23 for Cisco started on August 1st. So I want you guys to realize that this isn't just the portfolio. You'll start seeing more things very, very soon. So what's a pathway? You can think of a course or class as a single entity. You go through the material. It might be 2 hours. It might be 30 hours. It stands alone and you learn that material. Now, as a standalone by itself, it may not really have a career focus. So how do we stitch different classes together, look at the objectives and the outcomes in those courses, and then map them to some job skill? So we take a course or multiple courses. We also include videos. So we want to make sure that we have, videos from experts and professionals, give you a real world perspective. We'll add some exam at the end of the pathway that is a culmination of the different classes and videos that you watched along the way. There may be some additional resources that we'll point to, some different blogs or things that will help you launch your career from here. And then basically you're ready to go. So we've really started focusing on this concept of pathway. So the first one that we have available right now, pretty much the main one that we have, more to come for sure, is the cybersecurity pathway on Skills for All. This is really around, we have 3.5 million job openings in cybersecurity globally by 2023. We want to make sure that we're aligning to jobs. Our focus is to get people to get hired in the industry, not just learn for their own purposes. We have those classes as well, but a pathway has a job focus. Some of these jobs are around cybersecurity technician, junior cybersecurity analyst, or a tier 1 help desk support. And then we want to have a certification at the end. So pretty much every course we have in Skills for All has what we call a badge, right? And that badge is a great thing to add to your resume or to your online profile, say your LinkedIn profile. But we also want to make sure that there's an industry recognized certification at the end of these. So the certification that our current pathway works toward is IT specialist and IT specialist cybersecurity certification from a company called Certiport. All right. And as we look at this IT specialist in cybersecurity, we want to really build that foundation. So this Certiport certification, we're also looking at adding some additional credentials to that cyber pathway. So watch for future announcements from Cisco Networking Academy. This is really that entry level. And then from the entry level, if you're interested, you can look at other courses at Cisco Networking Academy or other certifications out there, and you can move up to say the next level. So maybe it is, cyber ops associate. And then as you go up, you can go into more of a professional or an expert level. So we're really trying to get that entry level built in Skills for All in this pathway, and it's available for you now. So here's the cybersecurity pathway overview. The courses included over here on the right is Introduction to Cybersecurity, Networking Basics, Networking Device and Initial Configuration, Endpoint Security, Network Defense, and Cyber Threat Management. And we have, I think when we publish this on the course for IPD week, we'll make sure that we have each of the course single slides like this that tells you what each of those courses is, how long is it, what's included. So the entire pathway is 160 hours. But remember, that's made up of all of these different materials. So we have 6 courses embedded in here. And truly, let me show you, and I apologize for jumping around a minute, but I just put together a slide yesterday that I wanted to show you that I did not get installed in the deck with Raquel. So here is basically a cybersecurity pathway in more of a visual component. If you look at each of the courses over here, if it's in green, that's really an explore course. So it's not really a career-based, it's more, am I interested in this? Is this something that I want to take? And then from there, you can see each of the other courses that's included. So we have the cybersecurity pathway set of 6 courses. From there, what we've enabled is a pathway exam. Now, this is available both from a student perspective who wants to take the pathway self-paced all by themselves, or from that instructor guided environment. So we now have this pathway exam available for instructors to activate. So once you go through the pathway, take this exam to show your proficiency from the content of the pathway, you will then receive a pathway badge called Cybersecurity Pathway. Then if you wish, and we really encourage this, you can go take from Certiport this IT Specialist in Cybersecurity certification. So this is the pathway that we're talking about. This is the one that's available right now. All these features are available both self-paced and instructor guided. And as Raquel mentioned, we also have them now both in English, and we launched Spanish yesterday. So all of the classes in the pathway are available in Spanish, and the landing page for Skills for All has 2 languages now available. So English, or you can click on the globe inside of Skills for All and you can change it to Spanish. We are looking at other environments, and this is probably the other slide set that I will, sorry, this is another presentation later today. I'll add these slides. We have some of this in the deck coming up, but we want you guys to see that we're really focused from a Skills for All perspective in English, Spanish, Portuguese, French, Arabic, and Ukrainian. So Ukrainian is a project that we have really with all of the refugees and all the things that are going globally. So you can see which of the courses are released. That's where we have the check marks. And then you can see which ones are coming or are planned. So this is just the first set. Click on the second set and we'll make sure these slides are available to you guys. You can also see some of the platform phase 1. So we've got English and Spanish. We're currently working on Portuguese. And then you see some of the other courses available. So that's probably the most thorough translation plan that we have, depending on where you are joining from across the globe. All right. So let me flip back over to this deck. Sorry for flipping around, but I wanted to make sure you had the most current information. So here's another view of this, but what it didn't have in this view was the pathway exam. So I wanted to show you that other slide that we put together yesterday. Now, you get done with this entry level, as we talked about when you saw the pyramid. What could you do next? So these are available in Skills for All, but maybe you want to go to an instructor-led academy. And there you can look at the CyberOps Associate, maybe cloud security, network security, IoT security. All right. So this can be kind of the foundation. You get kind of an entry-level certification, and then you can take it to the next level, which was more of an associate level certification. All right. With that, let me stop sharing and I will hand it back to Raquel.
All right, thank you. So back to sharing. Let me share my browser and let's come back to my Skills for All account. So first of all, if you are already a Netacad instructor and you log in with your Netacad account when you come into Skills for All, you should be able to switch to your academy because the first time you log in, you will always be on Skills for All Academy. So this is the symbol of the academy. And you will be logging as a learner. So this is something that many people say is like, I come here, I'm a learner, how do I switch to instructor? Well, so that's the first thing you will want to see is to check here, and you will see the academies where you are an instructor. So I'm going to switch to this academy because I have some courses on that one that I will want to show you. Okay. And then now you can see that my role has changed to instructor. So now I'm on this academy and I'm an instructor. Also, there is a new thing that I didn't have before, that is my classes. So now I have this tab here that when I click on it, I see my classes, the classes that I have created as an instructor, and I can also create new classes from here. So let me just show you, for example, this. So for this course, that is Introduction to IoT and Digital Transformation, I have one class created. You have here the dates, who is instructor, in which language also it is, how can I invite learners, and also view the course, edit, or post the enrollment. Because when you create the course, immediately you can share the link to your learners. But if you want to post the enrollment, so not more students join, so you can also do that from here. And you can see, for example, for each of the courses, how many classes I have created, and you can access to any of those. So let's see how you can create a class before then I show you once it is created, how it looks like. So it is simple. You will come here and you will click here and say create a course. You also see there is the option to create an exam. This is something that we added also very recently, and is that you can create the pathway exam. So for the cybersecurity pathway, you can create the exam and put the dates you want, invite your students so they can take the exam on that one that you create. So you can also see who is completing it and the grades that they have. So you have more control than if they take the exam, that is available for everyone in the platform. So let's go to the course creation. So for you to see how easy it is to create a course. So the first thing that you will see is that you need to select a course. Okay, so which course you want to create. You have some search bar here, or you can choose by language if you are looking for a specific one. So let's just maybe pick the first one, Python Essentials. Just click on it and scroll down to the bottom to next. Now, once you are here, maybe I should have selected another one that has more languages. Let's go back quickly. So also for you to see the languages available. So once you select the course, then you can see here in which language you want to create it. This is very important in the sense that you can change that afterwards. So once you created the course, let's say, for example, in French, you won't be able to change it. However, your student will be able to change the language once they are inside the course. So let's say that the language of the course will be predefined as, for example, French in this case. However, if your student doesn't speak French and your student says, well, I prefer English, they will be able to switch the language inside the course for themselves. So, let's just continue in English. Then you can select, a start date and end date. So simple. I wanted, for example, to start today and end of September. And now here is, you can also add some customization to the course. You could change the cover image. So this is the image that, all the intro to cyber courses will have. But if you want to put a specific one, maybe with the logo of your academy or, any image that you want, you can upload your image here. Also, you can change the title. So intro to cybersecurity, live session, let's call it. Also, if you want to change the description, any marketing content is already created for you. This is what the student will see as the landing page once you send the link to them. So they will see, all this information, highlights, what is this course about, the description of the course, and also you can see how it is seen on mobile view. You can just leave it as it is, or, you are like welcome to add anything that you want. We just click on next, and then here we could add any instructors that maybe want us, to help with this course, or are going to, be also instructors of this course. So here we will search by name. For example, let's pick my colleague Semyon, and add instructor. Okay, so you can add as many instructors as you want. Also, if maybe you made a mistake and you say, oh no, sorry, Semyon, I'm not going to bother you with this course, you can delete it. So you can see it's very straightforward and easy to do. And finally, the next step is just, to preview. It's a preview just to see if you are happy with what you have. So this is the content that we've been showing before. You can also put the mobile view if you want and say, okay, I'm happy with it, let's publish it. You also get a confirmation, you want to publish. Yes, I want to. Let's publish it. Okay, congratulations, your class is being published. You can then go to my classes, or you can go straightforward and invite your learners. So let's do this to show you how you can invite them. So there are two ways you can do it. One is copy this link that you have here. Just click on copy and then share this link with your students. They will see this landing page that we've been showing, and they will just have to register in the course. Or you can also bulk invite learners. Let's say that, for example, you already have a list of students from a previous course or whatever. You can download this CSV template, okay, and fill it up with the details of your students. It's only like, the name, surname, and email address. So you can just follow. If you don't want, any errors to happen because maybe you don't get the right template, just please download this template, fill it up with the details, and then import it here. And once you import it, you just click on invite, and this invitation will be sent to all the students on that template. Now, two things. So let me just show you how it looks like. When you have some of the students here, let me see. This one, for example, I have some student here that has been invited. So, share the link, but they haven't joined yet. So you can see the status of your students. Let me see which one. Yeah, this one. So let me just do that slow. I just was looking for the course. So, once you are on my classes, you can search for the class you want to edit or you want to see. So I'm going to pick this one that I have here, okay, Intro to Cybersecurity. At the moment, this one, the enrollment is disabled because, time already passed, but I want to show it because it has some learners and information I can show you. So as an instructor, this is what you will see. This is the course. You can also launch it. This is the outline that, okay, so I'm the instructor here. This is in English and everything. And see that you here have some tabs: learners, grades, and resources. If you click on learners, you are going to see all the students that you've been, you invited. If they haven't accepted the invitation yet, they will show here as invited, and you could come here and resend the invite, okay? And also it shows you when they were invited. If they already click on the invitation and enroll in the course, they will show as enroll as these three show. Or maybe some of them, I decided that this student is not longer going to continue with the course, and I suspend them, so they will look like this. So I could activate them back. So at this moment I cannot, because the course is not taking students anymore. But you have also the option, if you suspended someone by mistake, let's say, you can activate it back. So this is the view that you will have of your students. You can also export it at CSV if you want to have that information. Then we have the tab of grades. Here on grades, you will be able to see for each of the exams, like the grades that they got and how many attempts. So for this one, I don't have any to show you, but so what it will show is the grade, so the number of the grade, and then it will show the number of attempts. So let's say that they get a grade of 60, and then in 2 attempts. So it will show in here, and also you will be able to see the final exam score in here. Again, you could export this, current page, or you can just the whole thing. Imagine you have many students, so not all of them are showing in one page. So you could export the current page or the whole thing, and also get this in a CSV file. Lastly, the other thing you can see here as an instructor are resources. So here you have the overview and scope and sequence of the course. We will also show you where you can find this. Like you don't need to create, let's say, the course to have access to these materials. You can also have access to all the overview and scope and sequence of the courses. But just for your convenience, if you need them, they are here in resources for you. Another important thing that I always like to remind is about help. So as an instructor, this button here will take you to the chatbot, the support help. So let me see. Okay, so I don't know why it's not loading now. So okay, so this button here is the one that is the chatbot. Let me change back to the learner. I also have a slide to show you, so I don't know why it didn't launch. But yeah, right now it's launching, okay. So for example, this one, because I now switch back as a learner, it is giving me the support for students. However, if you switch back to your instructor account and then you click on the same icon, this chatbot will say support for instructors. So it will have different answers and to different kind of questions, because of course, as an instructor, you may have different questions. But you can find support, from this button.
Raquel, would you show one more time just how do you switch academy? So somebody's like, does it just pick a default academy when I go to do this, or can I select the academy? So just do that one more time if you don't mind.
Sure, of course. So first time you log in, everyone will show as Skills for All Academy, and you will show as a learner. So if you click here, you will get this pop-up. And then, well, if you have many academies, you can search for the academy. Otherwise, it will show you here all the academies where you are either an admin or an instructor. And this means the academies where you in netacad.com are an admin or instructor are, they are synced with Skills for All. So it will show the same ones that you should have there. If you don't see these, make sure that you log in with your Netacad account, because if you created a new one, there is no way we will be able to sync them. So only if you log in with your Netacad account, you will be able to see your Netacad academies here. So once you find the one you want, you can just, select it and click on switch role. And that will bring my instructor role for this SFA Public Academy and going to my classes. So you see, I was in a different academy. So I had classes there. So now in this academy, I don't have any. So it's showing first time you log in as you have no classes here.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Any more questions up to this point with the instructors that maybe I could show quickly?
Yeah, this one probably doesn't need a show, but William is asking about being able to post things within the courses. So at this point, within the instructor guided experience on skillsforall.com, we don't have the customization that many of our instructors are used to with the full LMS that we have on netacad.com. We are looking and adding enhancements every few months. So watch for, more. But maybe if you already have an LMS for your students at your school, college, whatever it might be, you could put the links to the course that is on Skills for All, and then you could use your own LMS for posting. So at this point, we do not have that ability, but watch for many enhancements coming this next year.
Yeah, correct.
I think that's it.
Yeah, okay. And with that, I wanted to also show some of the slides that I already been explaining this, but just, as a wrap up of this demo is like, remember now that, oh, sorry, maybe I'm not sharing, let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see now the slides? Echo, can you confirm? Can you see a slide with the platform?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Great. So yeah, just some wrap up from the things that we've been showing is like now Spanish platform is available, so you can switch on this icon between the two languages at the moment available, English and Spanish. Also, the creation of the class, showing in Spanish, everything is in Spanish, and the creation obviously is the same. Here also, again, a reminder of how to change your role. So, when you are come to this link of the academy, you can select the academy you want, or, if you are a learner or instructor, and switch your role. Another reminder about my classes. So this is as an instructor, what you can see, where you can view, edit your classes, or invite your students. Again, a view of how you can manage the class, how you can see what is the status of your students. So I'm just going quickly with this because I already saw you, but I put it also on a slide, so for you, to see it after when you are able to download it. Again, how you can invite your students either with the link or using a CSV template to upload, maybe a big class of students, and you want to make sure that they are in the class. So maybe instead of the link, you prefer to do it yourself. So that's how you can do it with the CSV bulk invite. Again, the new feature that you can create the exam. Process of creation is similar, I would say same as the course, okay? Just that you are creating an exam instead of the course, but you have the same to select the dates, the language, and everything. And the support that I was showing you. So if you are a learner, you will see the chatbot that says just support. But if you are as an instructor, it will show you instructor support. Okay, so watch out for that because it may be confusing if you have a question as an instructor, but you are as a learner and you're saying, what, the chatbot is not helping me or not answering my question. So, make sure that you are on the right role when contacting support. And with that, I also wanted to show which resources we have also created for you as an instructor. We have this link that maybe we'll put it in the chat, or it's very simple, CSCO SFA News. So in here, you have to be logged in netacad.com. We have many resources. We have an FAQ that we continuously update with the questions that we are receiving, or as we bring new courses, we have questions about those courses. We have also the participation criteria. So it's like, is this the right fit for you? Are you ready to switch to Skills for All or not? We also have many resources for you as instructors. We have video guides, we have like written guides, how-to guides on how to create the class, on how to invite the students. So everything in detail if you need more, help with the platform. So let me see, Echo, you want to switch back to these ones? Let me stop sharing. And maybe...
Yeah, and I wanted, just a great question from somebody within the, let me share just so I'm showing something, hold on a sec. Great question that came in from one of our attendees. How does the student create an account in Skills for All if they're not in Netacad? So great question. When you create a course on Skills for All, and you either upload a CSV, which includes email, once you upload that CSV, those students will receive an email, and that email will ask them to create a new account. If they already have an account, then basically they'll use that account to log in. If you provide them a self-enroll link through your course that you created, again, you share that link with a student. That student will go to that link and it'll ask them to create an account for the first time. If they want to just go to one of the self-enroll, self-paced classes without anybody, basically when they click on the link, they'll create a profile. So that's the easiest way, is as soon as you add them to a class, they will receive an email asking them to set up the profile. If they already have a profile, then it won't ask them to set it up. It'll just tell them they're enrolled in the course. Yeah, so a few questions too as well. Somebody had asked about the resources. So in the Skills for All platform, We don't have a similar download environment that we have on netacad.com for things like, like our CCNA classes have PowerPoints, they have packet tracer activities. We are looking at and doing a lot of research and some interviews right now with instructors around how could we provide similar types of information on the Skills for All. So watch for more information around that. So right now, if you create a course, you go into the course, there is a resource tab, but mostly what you'll find is the PowerPoint that just talks about the product itself and a scope and sequence document. If you haven't noticed, thank you, Kristen. She has popped up the poll within the session. I'll finish these last few slides as we go through it, but please fill out the poll. What did you think of the session? What other information do you need? We really do IPD Week for our instructors, right? We have 29,000 instructors across the globe, and we're here to support you. So just a couple things that are important, especially for our existing Netacad instructors and academies. This link down here, the cs.co/SFA news, if you have nothing but this bookmark, this will tell you everything around the communication, what's new. Yesterday, the page was updated to show that we have both the Spanish cybersecurity pathway fully available, as well as the Spanish platform for the user interface. So that's probably the one thing that if you bookmark, you do have to have a netacad.com account to get to that link. So if you are new to this and you're just learning more about Netacad and Skills for All, you won't be able to get to that link, but we will talk some more about what's next for everybody on the call. So this is about really having a low barrier for academies. So from a Skills for All perspective, we have this ready-made engaging content. You can bring your own device. It is free and no instructor training is required, right? You don't have to go through any kind of training to teach these classes that are available on Skills for All. So there's a few things if you want to become an academy, for those of you that might be new to Cisco Networking Academy in general. This is a very busy slide. We will, Kristen or Raquel, if you could put the Become Academy link in chat. The people that are joining this that aren't part of Netacad won't be able to go back to the IPD Week course to get these slides, but we will make them available for you. If you like, Kristen and Raquel, if you want to put my email address in chat for those people that are new or are interested in the slides that don't have an account, please do that. I'll make sure that we get the information out to them as well. So to become an academy is fairly easy. And to teach the Skills for All classes, it's free to become an academy. And there is no instructor training requirement. So basically it's going through multiple steps and you start with this apply to become an academy. All right. And then we have another link here that talks about for more information for educators around what is Netacad, how do you do it? Basically, you go to the Become an Academy. We have people on the back end, just look at the academy type. What are your purposes? What are you looking at? And then basically, once that is approved, you get an account within Netacad and you can start creating these classes. Now, from that portfolio slide we showed you, there are classes that do require training from the netacad.com side, right? Our courses include things like the CCNA, our CyberOps Associate, DevNet Associate, and CCNP. So those courses do require instructor training before you, but the rest of the courses do not. So you could start teaching right away. So thank you. I saw that was posted in there. Are there any questions that have popped up as we come to the end of the session that we need to answer? I'll pop up Q&A here too, just to make sure I can look at. So great question. One of the questions that came up is for Skills for All, do the academies need an Academy Support Center? So for those of you unfamiliar with this environment that we have in place, as a traditional Netacad offering, our Netacad that are teaching things like the IT Essentials A+ class, CCNA, CyberOps, those classes require an alignment to what we call an Academy Support Center. They're our first line of questions and things that might come up from an academy. The Skills for All platform at this point, those courses that are available just for Skills for All are not needing an ASC alignment at this time. So if that confused some new people, don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about it because it's not required. Somebody asked if we look at adding project management. It's not necessarily on our FY 23 plan, which is our fiscal year 23 that started last week. We do have some other things that we're looking at that I'll just mention. Don't hold me to these. I won't share any dates, but I always like to, as an instructor, let you guys know that we are looking on the back end. We are looking at potentially what can we do in this new environment for the entrepreneurship class. As I mentioned, from a skills for all perspective, we're adding some additional Python. The other thing that you might want to join, and this session happens on Thursday, is we have a full data science pathway that will be available on Skills for All. Within the next 3 months, we'll have the first 2 classes. So the session on Thursday is going to talk about the data science pathway. It's going to talk about the course makeup, the hours, what are the job perspectives, what are the the certification and things that we're looking at the end of that. So we do have, and are planning, and in the works is the data science pathway. So with that, it looks like you guys still have 3 minutes to fill out the poll. I do know that those of you that are streaming this potentially on YouTube do not have access to the poll. We do apologize for that. We want to make sure that those joining, especially from a WebEx perspective, can give us some feedback. For those of you joining from a YouTube perspective, you can make comments from the live session. Anything else that popped up, you guys, that we should talk about?
Everything looks great on my side. I think you've just about covered everything that's popped up.
Great.
Yeah,
So let
I
me
think no
just
questions have been answered. I'll also be watching, but yeah, I think we're
perfect.
good.
So let me just summarize one more time about the different environments that we have. So Skills for All really has kind of 2 branches. One is the learner comes to us, they take the class, they get an achievement, they don't ever interact with an instructor, they just take the class on their own. The Skills for All platform, from an instructor guided standpoint, allows you to have more control over those self-enroll, self-paced courses. So you can watch the progress, you can determine who can be enrolled in the course. And then we still have and will continue to support, so please don't worry that we're getting rid of this netacad.com environment. We have and have supported for the last 24, coming up to 25 years, our traditional Netacad environment where we have our traditional courses that are instructor-led. They could be instructor-led online, hybrid, or in class. So we really kind of have 3 different, I just told Jose, I think it'd be great to get a slide on this as we continue to do that. We really have 3 approaches to making sure that we get this free curriculum and support the initiatives globally around IT. So with that, I'll thank everybody. You still have a minute or so on the poll. And thank you everybody for joining us today. We appreciate it. Check out some of the other sessions in IPD Week.
Thank you so much, Echo. Thank you, Raquel, for both of you for presenting today. You guys did wonderful and great job on the questions as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.